Pip Blom returns with a new synth-heavy sound on their new album, Bobbie, one that Pip describes as sounding more like her true musical self. Here's Pip to explain.
Stakes are high, gotta roll together. Hit the switch, turn off all the lights.
So I think that with the making of this album, it's felt most like I finally kind of achieved what I wanted to do. The other albums, it felt more like I was still figuring out like what I had it like how to make what I had in mind, because I'd never really been to a studio before and it's always been quite overwhelming. And with this album, it felt really like almost like my vision came to life a bit more.
Right.
And I guess that like I wanted to first I was thinking of making it like a self-titled album, but then I thought it might be more fun to use like this almost like persona. And one of my nicknames is Bobbie.
Okay.
Because my last name is Blom, and then it goes like I don't know it.
I understand.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. So obviously you've discovered the synthesizer on this record. It's kind of moved from the guitar-based stuff to the key and synth stuff. So what got you to that point? Was there a series of events, or did you hear something, or what happened?
Well, so yeah, as I said, I wanted like on the other two albums, I had like this idea of incorporating more like synths already,
Right.
but then on those albums, I thought it was a good idea to start adding those in the studio. But that doesn't really work because usually you don't have that much time, because it's very expensive. So then at the end, it was all like very much guitar heavy records. But the records that I personally really, really like and listen to a lot have got this combination of synthesizers and guitar. So I'm really into Metronomy, and then especially their first album. I think that's a really cool combination of sounds, and it's the same with Sorry, that band from the UK. They do that as well, and Mikachu and Shapes. So all of the stuff that I listen to does that. So I always wanted to try and do that as well. And I noticed that I'm not really like a skilled guitar player. So I noticed that I got a lot of freedom switching from writing on the synthesizers, because it's more like I do everything by ear anyway, and now you just have to press buttons, I guess, and it's easier to layer. So I didn't feel as restricted by the instrument as I maybe felt with the guitar sometimes. So that really helped the writing process. It made it more fun, basically.
I see. So were you concerned at all that the sound is different, though? Obviously, keyboards sound different than guitars. So that's a major step for some folks.
No, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there's still like a lot of guitar on the record. It's just like, I guess that the main singles that we've released, they have been really synth heavy.
Right.
But if people have a listen to the album, you can hear there's like the guitar is never gone. And like I'm still playing guitar on stage as well. I was a bit, yeah, like not afraid, but a bit nervous, I guess, because I think that people find change difficult, and sometimes you can change too much, and then people like feel like you left them behind, maybe. But so far we've had lots of really good reactions, and not really a lot of like sour or like bad reactions. So that's good. I think like people that love the music, have loved it before, are willing to take their time to listen maybe twice as well, to get a bit more familiar with the sound. So it's been better than I expected.
Yeah, because I noticed you were getting some very positive comments on your YouTube posts and stuff. And but I was wondering, since the record's out and you've been playing out a little bit and getting some reaction, if that was a representative of what it was like out in the wild, so to speak.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's also been like on top of the album being different in sound, we've also changed our live setup, because we used to be a 4-piece. We've made this record as a 4-piece, and our drummer Jeannie, who's quite like a staple for the live shows because she's so energetic, she's expecting a baby, so she's left the band.
Oh, you got to take it a little easy, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not really easy to combine the two. So now we're three Ps on stage.
Right.
I mean, in general, we are three Ps now.
Yep.
And that was quite like, I guess, new for a lot of people too, but I was a bit afraid that people would come up to us and be like, "Oh, I'm really missing the energy," because Jeannie's so like,
Right.
I don't know, like such a staple. But it's been really good and nice. People have been really like liking it. At least that's what they've said to me. So I guess that's what I know. But yeah,
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
been
well,
good.
that's good. People are open-minded, and you got a guy named Dave McCracken who is your producer with us. So, tell me what he brought to the table.
So I think Dave is really good, is really, really good with like drums, programming drums
Okay.
and creating like a sound that really works well for the album. He's also really good with like having like listening to my ideas or my demos and then fine-tuning them. So like making them more catchy or like sometimes I've got like the urge to put a lot on a song, like lots of layers and layers and layers. And he's really good at like keeping the essential ones and not making it like too crazy that you can't really hear anything.
Right.
Which I think is really nice to have someone else doing that because like when you write, you listen to a song for like 1,000 times and then at one point you can't really hear how people will hear it.
Yep. You need a little perspective, a little distance from it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what he's done.
Right. Right. And so he co-wrote a bunch of the songs with you. So
Yeah.
is that pretty much how it worked? You had the song and you bring it, and he just added little bits and pieces here.
Yeah, so there's like a couple of songs where he was like, "Oh, I think we are still missing like a chorus, or it would be good to try and add like a pre-chorus or something like that," and then we would
Yep.
write that bit together. So
Mhm.
it's never been from the start, but he's added like bits to the songs. He's also helped out with lyrics sometimes, like kind of like made them flow a bit more or like fine tune some words because I'm not a native speaker, of course.
Yeah.
But he then again he's also kept lots of mistakes in there because he really liked it. So I guess
Sometimes
I don't know.
mistakes are good.
Yeah.
It's a happy accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see you did a video for Tiger, which was like the lead single of the thing. So what was it about that song and that made you want to present that first and make a video for it?
Take your time, slowly get harder. Watch my eyes, what are you on about? You've been told that I'm undercover. I'm the tiger that you dream about.
It is one of my favorite songs of the album. I really like how it's got like the sound that I was looking for. I think it really represents what I wanted for the album. And I felt like so if I think about the music that we make and the people that listen to the music, I feel like sometimes people can be a bit like narrow-minded, but if they actually look at what they will listen to, they listen to like more electronic stuff or like poppy stuff as well. Like not usually people don't only listen to guitar music, like they like, I don't know, Last Christmas or whatever, and that's got lots of synthesizers in it
Right.
too. So I thought like if we've got like, in my opinion, the strongest track of the album that's got lots of electronic stuff in there, then maybe they'll be like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then they warm up to the ID.
Right.
And I also just like to start off with a bang instead of like easing people too much into the new sound, because I thought like it's nice to show that we are willing to change a bit too and like reinvent our sound as well.
Right. And I see you did a few things with your voice, like a vocoder type of thing on a
Yeah.
couple of tunes. Have you done that before, or is that a first time for you?
No, it was the first time. Like I was basically just playing around in the studio by myself and just having lots of fun with adding those textures to the tracks, because I feel like the vocals are quite loud in all the songs now. So I think it's really nice to change like, yeah, I would say it's a texture sometimes. So you're like, oh, what's happening now, to kind of
Right.
like keep it fresh. But that's been really fun. It's really strange to hear your voice if you sing a note and then it sounds really different because it gets pitched.
Right. It's kind of like if you're a guitar player, you just step on box and it changes the things that you can
Exactly.
do it with your voice, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool. And well, of course, we have to talk about the fact that you got Alex from Franz Ferdinand on the record on Is This Love? How'd that all happen?
Wherever you leave, I know you'll never come back to me. Even when you do come back to me. Why do you wanna go? Oh, why do you wanna go? Oh, why do you wanna go? When you do come back to me.
Yeah, and that was really fun. We supported them a couple of times over the last years, and they've all been really, really friendly.
Right.
And at one point, Dave, the producer, suggested that it would be nice maybe to have like a song with someone else on the record because we haven't done that.
Yep.
And he said, "Yeah, who would you like to work with?" And I thought it was actually quite terrifying to ask someone because I'd never really written with anyone before.
Uh-huh.
So then I thought, what if I asked the nicest person that I know who's in the band, and who was also really, really cool. I think
Right.
that would be the best combination.
Absolutely.
So that's when I asked him, and he's like amazing. He was so like cool and had lots of cool ideas, and straight away like yeah, he came back from a tour from Japan, I think the day before, and then we went to his house to meet up with him, and then he left for a tour for another, like the day after. So he was like, that's so crazy. I would never do that, but he did that all. So I felt really, really like listened to, and
Right.
yeah, it was a great. I thought it was a great yeah, I don't know how do you say that, like working. It was great working together, and he had
Right.
really cool
Good
ideas. Yeah,
collaboration.
exactly. That's the word
There
I
you
was
go.
looking for.
That's the word. And you also have personal trainer Willem on the
Yeah,
record on a tune called Kiss Me by Candlelight. So
yeah.
he's a good friend of yours, isn't he?
I think it's interesting the way you use your mouth. Your eyes are moving up. I think I'm coming down. Descending decency, taking the easy route, reaching for shaky knees, sliding down the mound.
Yeah, he's actually my boyfriend.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Well, you never know these days. You got to
No,
go
that's
around
true. Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, no, we've William and I have made songs before, but we've never really released anything. And then Dave suggested, what if you do another song with Willem as well? And then we
Uh-huh.
had this song already. And I thought it was a great fit for the album. It's a bit more like a different vibe compared to the other ones, but it's like exactly what the album was missing. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. And I think it's nice that because Willem always does the artwork too for the
Oh,
record,
right.
like
Oh,
this
okay.
one and the last one. So it's really nice to have him on the album too. And yeah, I think it's a really cool song. I like the end result.
The end result. So have you got more gigs coming up? I know you did a few. I think the last time you played was around the end of October or something like that. So
Yeah.
you
So we've got
yeah.
we're gonna do lots of gigs actually. We're gonna play quite a lot in the Netherlands, and then we're gonna go to the UK again to do like a headline tour.
Oh,
We're
cool.
also gonna go to Ireland, to Belgium, to Germany, to France. So yeah, I think the next couple of months will be quite a lot of touring, which is always really fun, and it's gonna be really nice to play these new songs live and see how people react and if they've listened to the album.
If not, they'll get a surprise, won't they?
Yeah.
But a pleasant surprise. I mean, it sounds like it's been going well. So what do you do when you're in a city you've never been to before? Do you kind of like get a chance to look around?
It really depends, like, because most of the time the drives are quite long.
Right.
But if we have never been there, you usually try to walk around for a bit or like have like some nice food somewhere. I always
Oh, yeah.
really like that if you find it time to sit down and eat a proper meal instead of just running around and getting like some snacks somewhere. Yeah, so my favorite thing to do is get like a local dish or like a local snack or drink or whatever. But yeah, it is, I guess, if you're not in a sleeper coach, you don't have as much time to see the whole city.
Yeah.
But maybe one day we'll get there.
Yeah. Well, you need to get your own van or your own big, massive bus when the big
Exactly.
bucks start rolling in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because then you can just go to sleep and then and then you wake up and you are already in the city. So that's gonna be, if
Yep.
we ever get there, that's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Yes. I did some traveling once with a band that I worked with. They're from upstate New York, and we drove around Canada and in this big school bus that they bought. It was
Nice.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hard rock, heavy metal band, and we'd try to
Did
do
you?
that, but somebody would end up getting up in the middle of the night and just being drunk and stupid and waking
Oh,
everybody up. So
oh
yeah.
no. Yeah, I've been told like lots of people don't really like it because yeah, especially because of this. Yeah, it's quite noisy. And I was also wondering, did you manage to find any parking spots? Like if you're gonna play, like, do you have to like how do you do that? Do you
Yeah.
just like
Well, who?
go?
Yeah. It's a good question. We're like, oh, we're with a rock band. It should be cool, right?
Yeah.
Then you're up in Montreal and they're not so happy.
No.
Oh, but you know what? That's the stuff that you remember years later.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff. So, what do you have? What's your best memory on the road that you can talk about?
Well, like I think one of my best memories, it's not really on the road, but it has been going to Glastonbury Festival.
Oh,
We've
cool.
been yeah, we played there in 2019
Yeah.
and we went there for the whole festival. So
Right.
I think it starts on Wednesday and it ends on, I think you're leaving on Monday. So it's
Right.
quite like a long festival.
Yeah.
I took my parents with me and my boyfriend was there as well. So we were there with a whole, like a really big group of people.
Right.
And like never experienced any type of festival like it and was so fun and like it was really, really like yeah, a really different festival compared to anything I've seen, with so much good music. And yeah, I just think that has been one of my favorite memories of being in the band.
And when you
Yeah,
go to
to
a
be able
big festival like that, do you like to see the big headlining, the Elton Johns and the Paul McCartneys, or do you try and catch some of the smaller acts, or what do you go
usually
for?
yeah, usually a bit more of the smaller ones. So like you've always got like the main stage,
Yeah.
and then I usually go to like the more like alternative stage. So like more a bit more indie, I guess. Like
Right.
I really like Ben. Yeah, so what I said like Metronomy or
Right.
Sorry or Family, like more of that stuff. But then again, I also saw Miley Cyrus because I was just like, I need to see that once in my
Obviously.
life.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would definitely be something you don't want to miss.
No.
I assume she didn't disappoint you.
No, well, she was really rocky. I wasn't expecting that. And but she wasn't singing as much as I thought. So like she kept putting the mic towards the crowd and then
Right.
not singing herself, which I was like, oh, that you can do that as well if you're really big.
You can get away with it. Everybody knows all
Yeah,
the
it
words.
works.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the heck? That's cool. Well, maybe one day that you'll be up there on Glastonbury stage, main stage, doing it,
Maybe.
right? It's just
One day,
all right, very
hopefully.
cool. And you still have yet to come to New Zealand, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, we would love to. It's something like we are always trying.
Yeah, well, it's a ways.
But
It takes a while to get here.
exactly, but I think it will be worth it.